Howdy, Duff here. We are on the Nikola. Yes, the 16X is no longer in my possession. It's been sent out to the Colorado area for Chooch is going to be testing it next. So we'll see what he thinks of it. Hopefully he has as positive of an opinion about it as I did. Big fan of the 16X. And just one thing that someone brought up to me that I failed to mention in my last video about the 16X when I was doing the comparisons to the Nikola. And it's a pretty big oversight on my part, is I was doing these comparisons to my Nikola Plus. And the one thing I didn't mention is there's actually a substantial price difference. This wheel, the Nikola Plus, costs upwards of $2,500 plus from eWheels. The 16X is only $2,000. And of course I use only lightly. That's still a lot of money, but it's a lot less money than the Plus. And you'll get similar power, better range, pretty unique looks, and really the only thing that you're getting for that extra money is the higher top end of the Nikola. You know, you're going to get a higher top speed out of the Nikola, and you're not going to get that speed throttling at lower battery levels that you do with the KingSong. So there is a difference, but I don't know that it's $500 worth of difference. So I just wanted to mention that, and whatever commenter pointed that out to me, thanks. I should have thought of that myself. I have the tire pressure a little bit too low here in the Nikola. I can feel a little squishier than it should be, so nice for absorbing bumps, but I think I needed probably another 5 PSI in the tire. So anyways, I should mention what I'm doing here. It's kind of weird. It's something that may or may not appeal to both the electric unicycle riders and the one-wheel riders. The plan is I am riding the Nikola to Dunkin' Donuts. Cindy is meeting me there, and she's going to be transporting my one-wheel pint with her, and then I'm going to try to ride back from Dunkin' Donuts on the pint. Yes, I'm going to try my pint range test once again, see if I have any better luck. I'm going to ride in Pacific mode this time instead of Skyline, and see if I can actually make it the entire 10-mile distance. We will see. So last time I did my pint range test, I just used the app to measure the distance. I have my GPS this time, so apps are notorious for not being all that accurate distance-wise, so we'll see what kind of numbers we get on the GPS. One final thing I also forgot to mention in the comparison between the 16X and the Nikola is that the 16X has a legitimate full rubber mudguard included with the wheel. As you can see, the Nikola has a little plastic ridge there, which, to be honest, with the design of the Nikola, with the shell coming over more of the tire, I haven't noticed a lot of problems with splash, but the 16X definitely has a legit mudguard and would win in the mudguard comparison. Cruising about 24, 25 right now. Unfortunately, the GoPro was not turning on again, so I missed there's this truck from a sprinkler company that just went by, like a box truck. He did not move over one bit. He was probably less than a foot from this white line here. And there was absolutely no cars in the lanes next to him. He could have easily slid over, but he was just an asshole. So annoying, man. Okay. Oh, so one thing I wanted to mention was this week I participated a little bit on some threads on Facebook, which I don't do that often. because I've definitely learned over the years that more often than not, it's a waste of energy. It really is. But this was in regards to Rama. A lot of you know who Rama is. He's a friend of Marty's. Lives in the West Coast. Has an 18XL, I believe. Yeah, an 18XL. Him and a few others. In addition to the changes that affected the 16X with the 106 firmware, where they did additional speed throttling, in the 1.13 firmware for the 18XL, it's starting to tilt the rider back at 29 miles an hour, where I guess it used to tilt back at 31 miles an hour, which is the top speed that the 18XL will go. So this change was implemented. I'm not sure it was implemented at the same time, but it was implemented recently. Dead animal in the road. We're gonna swing around it. Dead, I believe that's a raccoon. It smelled really bad. So yeah. So anyways, back to the Facebook thread. So what Rama and others were doing, that had a similar complaint, was they kept complaining about the tilt back in multiple threads that were started by Vicky Huang, who is one of the Gotway reps. And they basically just said the same thing over and over again. Hey, we paid for 31 miles an hour. Now we're getting speed limit at 29. This sucks. And they would tag Vicky Huang multiple times. I did not count how many times, but it was quite a few. I guess their thought was the more they did it, the more effective it would be, or more the more emphasis it would put on their point of view, I guess. And the particular message that I responded to originally, I think the post has something to do with, skilled riders, should be able to go faster. They shouldn't be limited. And I just said something about, because I think it's something that's lost on people. These people that like to go not only 31 miles an hour, but 41 miles an hour, is that no matter how skilled of a rider you are, and no matter if you're riding a KingSong or a Gotway or whatever, the faster you go, the less time you have to react to situations. And that's a universal truth. And we'll even throw out the fact that if you push it hard enough, your wheel's going to cut out and cause damage to yourself and potentially others. But I just made a very simple point about that hey, everyone wants more speed, more speed, more speed. But more speed means less time to react no matter who you are. And that seems to be lost on people. So anyways, Rama responded to my post, and it was a very long response. I don't remember all of it, but I think the gist of it was that the one good thing about going faster is that you, assuming that you're geared good enough, is that you would slide easier if you're going faster. I believe that was the point. And followed up with, if you're going slower, you would probably face plant harder. If you're going faster, you would project yourself like Superman. So you're not going to face plant. You're just going to grind yourself into the dirt. But if you have ample pads, you'll just slide, I guess. So yeah, that was the response to my point. And it was just, the whole thing was kind of silly, like it always is. Like I said, trying to talk about things on Facebook, it never it never seems to wind up in a good place. But anyways, it seemed like eventually, Rama, I don't know if his feelings were hurt. It kind of seemed that way, that I said something that basically said that, hey, we got your point. You didn't have to say it, a dozen times or whatever. And this goes back to what I said on my video about the 106 firmware. I think in an ideal world, because I do agree with him, if you want to ride fast, okay, ride fast, that's fine. And I think it would be good if KingSong loosened the reins a little bit and allowed someone to make that choice for themselves. You know, I feel like I'm an experienced enough rider to be able to unlock the full potential of the wheel right up to the limit, the factory limit. And you know, I'm accepting the responsibility for doing so. You know, that's my choice. And right now, KingSong is not allowing people to do that. They're making that decision for them. And I can understand why some people find that to be a less than ideal situation. So yeah, I understand that. And I agree that it would be better if they didn't do it that way. But I just thought that it was like beaten to death. And I think in one of my posts I said, yeah, I can guarantee you that KingSong knows that there is a small but very vocal portion of the EUC community that feels the exact same way. That they do not like being speed limited, and anytime anything is announced that is going to affect that ability to go as fast as they want, there's going to be a lot of complaining. So yeah, there it is. And Rama, I just want to say, you know, I don't know you personally, obviously, but if I did say something that hurt your feelings or whatever, I apologize. You know, that definitely isn't my goal. You're a cool guy. I know you're heavily involved in the LA EUC games with Marty, which I think is awesome. You're a great rider, and let's leave it at that. I won't talk about KingSong speed limiting in the near future. Nikola is still a great riding wheel. Just like I said, the Nikola is a great wheel. A lot of fun to ride. Very comfortable, very responsive, very fast. Faster than I need, actually. Hey, let's see if I get splashed. I'll have to watch back in the video to see if any water flew up there. I felt a little bit hitting my ankles, but I don't think the mud guard will stop that. So anyways, yeah, the Nikola is a great wheel. I did actually say to somebody, though, in one of the posts, that if someone was willing to trade me straight up a brand new 16X for my Nikola Plus, I'd probably do it, to be honest with you. All right, I'm only like a mile or mile and a half away. When you're rolling 24, 25 miles an hour, it does not take very long to get to Dunkin' Donuts. Let me tell you. Okay, home stretch. Getting pumped up for my pint run. I might actually try to ride it because I'm going to be going on that side of the road where there's a sidewalk as you get further up Immokalee Road. I might ride sidewalk just so I keep my speed down. You know, because I think part of the reason that I got 8.4 miles on my first go round was because I was riding right at the tilt back speed. So I'm thinking if I ride on the sidewalk, I might be less apt to do so. Yes, this pathway actually has hundreds of people on it. I already digitally removed them, so you don't have to ask. Hey, quite a few guys now have bought those premium EUC stands I've been selling, the ones I've been printing on my Prusa printer. Curious to get some feedback, what you think of them. The print quality on those things is really good, so I'd like to get some feedback. If you get a chance, put it in the comments. Here we are, Dunkin' Donuts. And we beat Cindy here. I'm not surprised. Yeah, she's still 5 minutes out, so I got time. I can demonstrate that the Nikola has some pretty good slow maneuverability as well. Similar to, not quite as good as the 16X, but close. Pretty darn close. And you know, while I'm sitting here waiting for Cindy, it just dawned on me that I really should just make this 2 different videos. because people appreciate shorter videos and people appreciate focused content. So if you're focused on EUCs, this is the video for you. If you found this video interesting, please give it a big thumbs up. If this is your first time visiting the channel, please consider subscribing. Feel free to leave your comments, suggestions, ideas, and thoughts below about the 16X, about the Nikola Plus, about my thoughts about complaining about speed limiting, whatever. Anything's fair game. But that's all I have for you for now. Hope you have a nice weekend. Until next time, Duckman out.